Imagine a car so powerful, so extreme, that it seems to break the rules of physics itself. The Bugatti Tourbillon is not just another hypercar, it is a machine that redefines what speed, engineering, and luxury mean in the 21st century. At first glance, it looks like something sculpted by the wind, a fusion of artistry and science, designed not for roads, but for legends. But this isn't a concept sketch. This is real, and its numbers are almost impossible to believe. 1,800 horsepower. A top speed of 445 kilometers per hour, 0 to 100 in just 2 seconds flat. To call this a car feels almost insulting. It's closer to a rocket, disguised as a grand tourer. From the very first moment you lay eyes on it, the Bugatti Tourbillon shocks the senses. The exterior isn't simply designed, it's engineered to perfection. Every curve carved to manage airflow at unimaginable speeds. Its low-slung stance hugs the earth like a predator crouched for attack. Its signature Bugatti grille glistening like a jewel at the center of a futuristic sculpture. The headlights themselves are razor-thin slits of light, laser-focused, giving the car an intimidating glare that feels alive. Walk around its body, and you'll notice the aerodynamic channels slicing through the flanks, directing air with surgical precision. Even standing still in a quiet showroom, the Tourbillon looks like it's moving at 300 kilometers per hour. This isn't a car you simply look at, it's one that pulls you into a state of awe. And then, the numbers come alive. A hybrid V16 engine lies at its heart, a mechanical symphony producing 1,800 horsepower. Think about that for a moment. 1,800 horses compressed into a single machine. Most supercars today boast 4, 6, maybe 800 horsepower. Even hypercars rarely break for figures. The Tourbillon doesn't just pass them, it obliterates them, rewriting the definition of performance. The sheer thrust it delivers is described by test drivers as violent but controlled, like being strapped to a jet engine with the precision of a Swiss watch. 0 to 100 in 2 seconds isn't just acceleration, it's an assault on your senses. You don't simply press the throttle, you ignite it. Your lungs compress, your vision narrows, and your brain struggles to keep up with the forward momentum. The car doesn't climb, speed, it bends time. As the speed builds, the numbers become surreal. 200 kilometers per hour passes in less than 6 seconds. 300 is just around the corner. And then comes the headline figure, a top speed of 445 kilometers per hour. To put that into perspective, that's faster than a commercial airplane during takeoff. At that velocity, the scenery doesn't blurt, vanishes. The Tourbillon slices through air resistance as if nature itself steps aside. It is the fastest road-legal production car ever built. And it doesn't just chase records, it creates new ones. Yet speed is only one part of this story. Bugatti didn't just build a machine to dominate drag strips and racetracks. They built a grand tourer worthy of wearing the Bugatti badge. Step inside, and you're transported to a world of unrivaled craftsmanship. The cabin isn't cluttered with screens or gimmicks. Instead, it's pure, timeless elegance. Leather flows across the seats in rich hand-stitched patterns. Polished metals gleam in soft light, sculpted like jewelry. The steering wheel itself feels more like a command center than a driving tool. Every detail designed to communicate power and control without distraction. Behind it, a mechanical instrument cluster stands proud. No digital screens, no overload of data, just raw precision, reminding you that even in an age of endless technology, simplicity can feel futuristic. The cockpit of the Tourbillon is something most will never experience, and that's part of its legend. The sense of sitting low, wrapped in a cocoon of luxury, with the symphony of 16 cylinders roaring behind you, is intoxicating. The driving position is focused and intense, every angle designed to make you feel part of the machine. Bugatti's engineers obsessed over the smallest details, down to the sound of the indicator click, the tactile weight of the shift paddles, and the way the light dances off brushed aluminum surfaces. It's not just about going fast, it's about feeling like you're inside a piece of mechanical art. But even art has a purpose here. And that purpose is performance at the highest order. The hybrid system in the Tourbillon doesn't just add efficiency, it adds fury. The electric motors provide instant torque, filling in the gaps where the combustion engine takes a breath. This seamless blend of power creates a surge unlike anything else on Earth. Where traditional engines roar and climb, the Tourbillon launches like a slingshot, hurling itself into the horizon with no hesitation. Drivers describe it as a feeling of infinite acceleration, as if the car never runs out of strength. And yet, for all this brutality, the Tourbillon remains refined, balanced, almost graceful in its delivery. It's a weapon, yes, but one that behaves with the elegance of a ballet dancer. Of course, numbers and performance alone don't explain why the Bugatti Tourbillon has captured so much attention. It's the philosophy behind it. Bugatti could have settled for creating another hypercar that looks good on paper. Instead, they pushed engineering into a realm nobody dared to go. They wanted to prove that limits don't exist, not for speed, not for design, not for imagination. That's why the Tourbillon feels less like a car and more like a statement. It's a message to the world that no matter how far we think we've gone, there is always another frontier waiting to be conquered. Every time you hear its name, tourbillon, you're reminded of its inspiration, a watchmaking term referring to a mechanism that counters the effects of gravity on timekeeping. In the same way, this car defies gravity in its own world, where most vehicles struggle against the forces of drag, weight, and physics. The Bugatti Tourbillon dances with them, using them as allies instead of enemies. At 445 kilometers per hour, gravity should pull it down, air should fight it, and the Earth itself should reject it. But instead, it glides, balanced on the edge of possibility. That's why it's not just a car, it's a living paradox, existing in a space where the impossible becomes reality. And yet, perhaps the most shocking part isn't the speed, or the power, or even the design. It's the fact that this car exists at all. In an era where companies are turning toward mass-market electric vehicles, Bugatti dares to go the other way, creating something unapologetically outrageous. The Tourbillon isn't about practicality. It isn't about efficiency. It isn't about blending into the future. It's about standing out, about proving that passion and insanity still have a place in the automotive world. For the few who will ever own one, it will be more than just a car. It will be a legacy, a symbol, a crown jewel in the history of engineering. And here's the truth: most of us will never touch the wheel of a Bugatti Tourbillon. We won't hear the roar of its 16 cylinders behind our heads. We won't feel our vision blur as the world disappears at 400 kilometers per hour. But that doesn't mean we can't be part of its story. Just watching it, studying it, imagining what it must feel like, connects us to something larger. It reminds us that even in a world of limits, humans still find ways to build machines that break free. That's why the Tourbillon matters. Not just because of what it is, but because of what it represents. It's proof that dreams don't die, they evolve, they accelerate, they ignite. And if you've stayed with us this far, you're one of those dreamers too. Which is why I invite you now subscribe to this channel. Because this is just the beginning. The Bugatti Tourbillon is one story among many, and we're here to uncover them all. From futuristic motorhomes that look like spaceships, to hypercars that move faster than sound, to concept vehicles that may one day reshape the world. You don't want to miss what's coming next. And this channel is where it all unfolds. The Bugatti Tourbillon is not just the fastest car in the world. It is the most audacious, a symphony of speed, luxury, and engineering brilliance that will echo for decades. When the history of the automobile is written, this car will not just be a chapter. It will be a monument. A reminder that sometimes, the greatest innovations aren't about playing it safe. They're about daring to dream so wildly that the rest of the world has no choice but to catch up. So the next time you hear the name Bugatti Tourbillon, remember this isn't just a car. It's the closest thing we have to a time machine. Not because it takes you back, but because it hurls you forward into a future where nothing is impossible. A future where speed is limitless, beauty is timeless, and the line between dreams and reality is forever blurred.